Hey there, it's me, Christy. I think this is going to be my get real video. Get real with myself, because I just think I need to get real with myself for a second here, because I am a daily tracker, so I track my weight daily. And I've been completely absorbed with that. I get up every morning and I track my weight. I know when I'm going to fluctuate in my weight. But a loss is a loss in my mind. And so I've been looking back at my my planner here, and I've been looking at the ups and downs, and I believe that I have been in maintenance unconsciously or subconsciously since August, when I finally hit the 160s. I did not intend for that to happen. It just did. Now, in August, I hit 168 was my lowest in August, and I remember saying prior to that the 170s were very comfortable for me, and I wouldn't mind being in the 170s. 165 was my lowest. 164 was my lowest. 164.5 was my lowest in August. So for 4 months now, my weight has been in the 160 range to 164. I do my weekly updates. I feel like when I'm doing my weekly updates, I talk about the same things. And I've heard other people say the same exact thing that I'm saying now. I want to lose more weight. I do. My first goal weight was 158, because that's the lowest I've ever been in my adult life. So, I'm trying to wrap my mind around being honest and what I'm experiencing, and this being drunk December and all. I just feel like almost like I've been lying to myself. Now that I sit back and I look at my numbers and really go through, for the last 4 months, I have been basically living a maintenance lifestyle. I have not been tracking my food and my calories. I have only been focusing on protein first. Whether that means I need to go back to tracking my food and just being methodical about that. I don't like the way I feel when I'm constantly thinking about or obsessing about. I don't even know if it's a feeling of obsessing about, or because I can have a very obsessive compulsive nature. At a very young age, I was diagnosed with ADHD, and I learned how to cope with my behavior, I think, with food. And I think that has a lot to do with why I was overweight. Because that's how I was coping with everything. Wow. So I see a lot of those behaviors, those ADHD behaviors, coming forward when I start obsessively tracking, because I also had a little bit of OCD when I was younger, and it's scary because I can literally get absorbed in the details of everyday life and not focus on the things that really need my attention, like my children, my husband. I can literally go into my own world and not live everyday life. And that's scary to me. I'm so good at ignoring everyday life. And when I was younger, I conditioned myself to feel that way. Because that's how I was able to focus on. Food was a way to ground me and focus me back into what was really going on around me. So I was using that to stay focused, where a lot of children were highly medicated and drugged, and of course they had mentioned that to my parents that maybe possibly I needed to be on some medication, but I'm glad they didn't, because at that time educators and people that were in the field didn't really know what these medications were doing to children. And I witnessed it firsthand. I witnessed, kids just being highly medicated and dosed, and they weren't even functioning in school. They were sleeping on their desks, drooling on their homework or their work, their classwork. I might have been high-strung and all over the place, but at least I had learned how to cope with my feelings and my emotions and was able to catch up with myself. And I don't think I would have been able to handle doing that on these medications. And, now everybody is like in teachers in school and things like that, and schools are suggesting that they medicate their children, but I don't think I could ever do that to mine if they had this. I would want them to learn how to cope with it and be able to function with it. Not necessarily that food is the greatest way to ground somebody, but it sure grounded me when I needed it. I'm having issues with that right now. That's why I'm trying to stay more focused on one food group. And I know that if I'm eating protein first, that I'm not going to gain my weight all back. And it's just scaring me at this point. At this point, I'm just worried about, sliding backwards. And I don't want to slide backwards. I haven't seen I haven't seen 168, I haven't seen, I'm at 164 this week, which is a little gain this week for me. It's around that time of month. I always have a little gain around that time of month. I don't know why. I just have always had that. And I had that freak out video where I was like freaking out because I gained 5 pounds, and And usually, like, this time of the month, it just happens. Now, that being said, I can look forward at other people's videos and see where they have their ups and downs and things like that. So this is just a down time for me, and a lot of thought is going into how I'm dealing with coping, and which brings me around to Drunk December. I have had some drinks since weight loss surgery. In my 20s, I was a heavy drinker. I almost got to the point where I couldn't stop drinking, and it scared me. And I was a social drinker, so I would only drink when I was going out with my friends. That's how I dealt with my social anxieties. And I was bigger, and I could drink more, and drinking made me lose that inhibitions that I had had with myself and around other people. Made me, a person that I did not like, to be honest with you. And I had to make some major changes, just to get out of the way that I was coping with my social anxiety. And a lot of my social behaviors have changed just because of the profession that I've chose to be in. I am a hairstylist, so by choosing that, I had to overcome a lot of my social anxiety, and it was all learned behavior. So I'm trying to sort of adapt to, socially, and not be so uptight in a social environment, because I can't drink like I did before. I just can't. I'll go out, me and my husband go out once a week, and I'll have about 2 or 3 martinis. 3 is pushing it for me. I can usually only get down 2. And I usually feel pretty good. I have a light buzz, and I'm fine with it. Like I said, I have an addictive nature, and I can see what alcohol does to people with weight loss surgery who have had weight loss surgery. My mom has developed a drinking, I would call it a drinking problem, but she might not. She finds that it helps her sleep at night. And so she'll probably mow through like a bottle and a half. I don't like the way I feel in the morning when I wake up, and I don't like the way alcohol makes me feel. I like the social part of drinking, but I just, since having surgery, I have to be honest and say, I wouldn't say that I'm a huge drinker. I'm not a huge fan of it. I know, I like that it takes the edge off of the social anxiety, but at the same time, I don't like the way that it makes me feel. And right now, I'm so in tune with how my body feels that I don't really want to do it. So, and that is where I stand on drinking right now. Maybe that'll change. I don't know. I know that I have to lighten up at some point, but that's where I'm at this week at 62 weeks out. That's where I am. I am 164 pounds. That is a 3-pound gain from last week. I've been in sort of a maintenance range for the last 4 months, I would say, because I'm still in the 160s. And I have to be honest with myself. Maybe I am in maintenance, maybe I'm not. I gotta toy around with some things and figure out what my next step is, and I'll be coming back to you guys next week. We'll see you later.